Thank you, Handsome Dan, and welcome into James L. Robb Gymnasium on the campus of Tennessee Wesleyan University here in Athens, Tennessee, as it is another Appalachian Athletic Conference doubleheader we bring you here on WJSQ, as the Lady Bulldogs of Tennessee Wesleyan will be up first, and they will host the Johnson University Lady Royals. And these are a short history between these two ball clubs, but a lot of familiarity between the coaching staffs. And we will get to that in just a second. But Johnson comes in currently tied for fifth in the conference. They were preseason third. 3-4 overall is their current standing. On the other side, Tennessee Wesleyan Lady Bulldogs are preseason sixth in the conference standings. And they are coming in currently in eighth place after dropping the loss to Bryan here on Saturday afternoon, and one that they were trailed by as many as 18, but made a comeback to try to get back into that one. And Law ended up losing by a final score of 74-62 in that matchup against Bryan. But nonetheless, they set 2-2 inside the conference. They are 1-2 here at home, 3-3 overall. Johnson 1-2 on the road. It's been unkind to them. They're 2-1 on their home floor up there in the North Knoxville area, formerly Johnson Bible College, now Johnson University, the Royals. And they've got a lot of new faces. But as we mentioned, a lot of familiarity between the coaching staffs, and that is because Jason Smith in his second season here at Tennessee Wesleyan used to be at Bryan and had an assistant by the name of Brian Lawhon, who took over for Jason after he left Bryan to pursue other opportunities up in the Midwest. And Lawhon took over at Bryan for a season, had great success, went undefeated in the regular season, and then shifted his focus, and Johnson scooped him up and brought him to North Knoxville. A lot of that relocation deals with family location, being he's from the Lenore City area. So Coach Lawhon made that decision to transfer within conference and become the head man at Johnson. He's in his fourth season there, assisted by two new assistants, and that's Jason Kallenberg and his daughter Jenna Kallenberg. Coach Kallenberg was at William Blount High School as the girls' coach for a number of years, but now in his first season as the assistant for Johnson University, along with his daughter and a handful of other grad assistants there for Coach Lawhon, again in his fourth season for the Johnson Royals, as they have been a perennial favorite since his time there, and a lot of big-time names going to play for Johnson. But as we mentioned, there's been some new faces show up. And one of those that left Johnson, entered the portal, as they say, is Sloan Carpenter. She made her way back closer to Cleveland, ended up here at Tennessee Wesleyan after leaving Johnson. She's a sophomore guard. She'll get the start tonight for Coach Jason Smith in the point guard position, and one that he values very highly for all of his ball clubs and has leaned on her a lot so far this season. Hannah Jones was a big post player for the Royals last year in at least two of the matchups, or one of the matchups with the Lady Bulldogs. She was not in the conference semifinals that Wesleyan ended up knocking off Johnson in that one, 52-35. She has since transferred to Lee University, but Coach Lawhon has hit that recruiting trail, and he brings a new host of Lady Royals into James L. Robb to try to defeat his former mentor. And both coaching staffs and the family still close and talking pregame and all that to each other. But it was the Lady Bulldogs picking up the last win in this series, 52-35, up in Kingsport on their way to the conference championship game, which unfortunately they lost by 4 in overtime to eventual champion Milligan, but nonetheless made a outstanding showing against the Johnson Royals up there. So right now, let's take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with starting lineups back in 60. points per game. Knoxville, Tennessee native. They will also start number 13, Megan Byleader, 5'10" sophomore forward from Knoxville, Tennessee. They will also start number 30, Gibson Boykin, a freshman guard from Jackson, Tennessee. Number 32, Emery Tollett, a 5'8" sophomore guard from Crossville, Tennessee. And 41, Shemaya Francis, 6' sophomore forward from Bradley Central High School there in Cleveland, Tennessee. Former teammate of Sloan Carpenter in the prep. On the other side for Jason Smith, assisted by Jaron Tall in his second season. They will start number 1, Sloan Carpenter, the 5'6" sophomore guard. 8 points per game for her average from Cleveland, Tennessee. Number 2, Tally Lawson, 5'7" junior guard, 11 points per game for the Decatur, Tennessee native. Number 3, also from Decatur's Julia Howard, 5'10" sophomore forward, averages 7.2 per game. Number 12, Cameron Brown, the 5'5" freshman guard from Sevierville, Tennessee, averages 9 points, 3 boards a game. And number 34, Leslie Hames, a 5'11" freshman forward, averaging 10 points and just under 4 rebounds per game from Decatur, Alabama. The key piece of the puzzle here for the Lady Bulldogs is they are without Jalea Lindsay for another game here, got injured on the road at Truett McConnell. And so it will be tough for them as Jalea Lindsay is in the top 5 in the conference. And not only points per game as the third best at 15.8, she is the second best shooter, 62.5% from the field. And then a three-point line, she is now second best, 56.3% from behind the arc. Johnson does get the tip off. Sky blue uniforms as Francis has it. And Navy numerals. Now they turn it over. Lawson's going to pick it up. Heads down the left side of the lane, spins at the elbow, looking for help. Gets it out front to Cameron Brown. So the Lady Bulldogs, all white uniforms, white numerals trimmed in royal blue. They'll send it far corner. Here's a drive on the baseline by Hames. She'll kick it out to Carpenter. 30 seconds gone here in the first quarter of action. Far side, Carpenter puts it on the floor, working there against Byleader. Three-pointer by Lawson falls short. And Johnson will get their second trip down the floor offensively. Again, Jalea Lindsay out currently for the Lady Bulldogs, so they'll have to rely on a host of other Lady Bulldogs. Ball turned over again by the Royals. Here comes Cameron Brown, layup on the right side. Jump stop is good, and she connects for the first points of the ball game. The Lady Bulldogs up 2-0 here early. This series, as we mentioned, just a very young series between the two schools. Johnson coming into the conference a couple of years ago as Francis is going to get fouled underneath for Johnson, and it'll be 2 shots coming her way. Hames is going to pick up her team first of the quarter. But the Lady Bulldogs hold the series advantage 5-2 over Johnson. They'd lost 2 in a row going back across 2 different seasons before picking up that win in the conference tournament last year. Knocking off Johnson, who was shorthanded. They didn't have a couple of their players, but Francis makes the first one. Shemaya Francis, she was part of the trio that came from Bradley Central to Johnson University. And she misses the second one. Lawson clouds the rebound. Her, Hannah Jones, and Sloan Carpenter. And Jones and Carpenter have found new homes at other programs, and Francis staying put. She'll play the post in there. Howard guarding her. Carpenter going to key it inside out of bounds for the Lady Bulldogs. Lawson with it out front. Right wing, it's going to be Carpenter dribbling. Passes it to the left to Brown. Brown brings it top of the key. Now goes to Hames from the court logo. Missed it. So 2 trips down and nothing for the Lady Bulldogs. Lawson going to get called for the foul, trying to body up the point guard. Couldn't do it, so that'll be the team second, her first. Boykin gets the inbounds. She'll cross the time stripe. Facing off against Lawson here. Putting the ball on the floor is Hefner, trying to work against Carpenter. Between the legs, left side, it comes back over to Boykin. Boykin goes into the paint, running floater, no good, but the third foul already called on the Lady Bulldogs. You only get 5 in the quarter, and the second on Lawson. So Coach Smith going to have to go to the bench already. And it's going to be Aubrey Long, number 14, Polk County, Tennessee native, will check in. First free throw is good here for Boykin. Knots us up at 2 apiece. Just under a minute played so far. Chance for Johnson to take their first lead, and they do just that. Lady Bulldogs will drop back offensively. No pressure shown from the Lady Royals. Brown pressed the entire game the other night. Here's Long, top of the key, gets a screen from Howard, drops it back to Carpenter behind her. Carpenter spins through the lane, 2 defenders. She'll draw the foul, and she'll get 2 free throws coming up. This one is going to be on Boykin. Lady Bulldogs 2-1 here on their home floor against the Royals. 21.5 points is what they average winning by. Losing by 3 as Carpenter makes the free throw, knocks us right back up. This time at 3. Second time we've been tied. 7:43 to go here in the first quarter of action. Lady Bulldogs regain the lead. They will drift back and not apply full court pressure. Ouellette drives, kicks it out, gets it to Boykin. Boykin, high post feed to Francis, now on the wing. Ouellette for 3, and she drills it. Ouellette gets it 6-4. Johnson in front. 2-point advantage, their largest of the game. Cameron Brown feeds it to the high post. Now back to Brown from Howard. Ames in the near corner, works it to the wing off the pass. Carpenter catches it left side. Carpenter gets a screen from Howard, gets all the way to the hoop and the score. And the third time we've been knotted up here, 6-all this time. Out front, it's going to be Hefner. Finds an open Lady Royal on the far side. This one is Boykin, and that's the second three-pointer in a row for Johnson. Trailing by 3 now are the Lady Bulldogs. Tennessee Wesleyan, they rank as one of the top teams in the conference and shooting from the outside. Number 3 on the conference standings, 35.7, but it's Johnson lighting it up so far. Knocking down back-to-back ones. Here's Long, top of the key. She'll step inside the arc, misses it completely, and Johnson will get the ball. 6:19 to go, first quarter of action. Johnson, 1-4, up high, looking to the right side of the floor. Carpenter cutting that off defensively, tipped it. So no back court call as Hefner has to chase it down. Steps into a deep 3, missed it. Brown collects the rebound here for Wesleyan, gets hit and draws the contact. So now 2 team fouls for Johnson. What gets her first one? Team second. So Wesleyan will get number 10, Jordan White, into the game. She's the freshman guard, a point guard coming in. She is from Kodak, Tennessee. Her and Brown playing their high school ball together at Northview Academy. Howard has it on the right wing. Howard drives. Floater across the front of the rim is good. Lady Bulldogs to within 1. It's 9-8 Johnson. Johnson pushing it up the far side of the floor. Number 1, Jaden Cooper into the ball game. Freshman guard from Lebanon, Tennessee. It will be an offensive foul called on Shemaya Francis on Johnson. So Lady Bulldogs force the third team foul on Johnson. Johnson will go to the bench again. Haley Brooks, number 24, will check in from Greenville, Tennessee. It's going to be Jordan White across the Bulldog logo at midcourt for Wesleyan. Goes left side to Carpenter. Carpenter puts it on the floor, and we got a foul inside. This one's going to be on Johnson's Jaden Cooper. So Cooper's first. Lady Bulldogs, again, missing Jalea Lindsay, who's second best in the conference in three-point shooting. Coming off their worst game, shooting 27% from 3. Trying to work it all inside, and they connect right there. White finds a cutting Carpenter for the lay-in. Lady Bulldogs back in front 10-9. Johnson, though, answers just as quickly back the other end and takes the lead right back, 11-10. Back and forth we go here. High post feed to Howard. Out front, Cameron Brown with it. Gets it to Carpenter on the left wing, trying to feed it into Howard on the post. Cut off, now a little baseline hook, some contact, but no whistle. Johnson will collect the rebound and push it up with Cooper. Wesleyan trying to steal the pass away. Ball on the deck. Flipped out by Johnson. They'll retain it, 18 to shoot. Here's a drive by Hefner. Gets to the right side, missed it. Offensive rebound for Johnson. Doesn't work on the putback, and then a foul called here on the Lady Royals. And that will be on 24, Haley Brooks. Her first. And we've got our first media timeout. Wesleyan trailing 11-10 with 4:15 to play. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, Lady Bulldogs going to get 2 free throws, as that was the 5th team foul already on the Lady Royals. So Aubrey Long's going to get to step to the line for Tennessee Wesleyan. Again, the Polk County native makes the first one. Knots us up for the 4th time this evening. This one at 11 all. And she gives the Lady Bulldogs the lead once again, 12-11. Full court press being shown by the Lady Bulldogs, 1-2-2. They get number 35, Courtney Berry, into the game, 6-foot senior forward from Benton, Tennessee, as Johnson will get their post player, Madison Brady, the graduate center, listed at 6'3" as well from Newmarket. Long got her hand in the passing lane, but couldn't swipe it away. Brady, a familiar face in the AAC, as she transferred in from Union Commonwealth, which is formerly Union College in Barberville in the conference. They feed it down low to her. Wesleyan double teaming it. Backdoor cut, mishandled by Cooper. She gets it back and travels with it. As Farr was trying to, Berry. Courtney Farr was her maiden name. And it's Courtney Berry, but Courtney able to get over there quickly. Forced the travel. Here's Jordan White across the time stripe. Gets it left side to Carpenter. High post feed to Berry. She'll hand it back off to White. White back, picks up her dribble, back to the basket. Flips it outside here to Carpenter. Carpenter now to White. White scoop and score is good on the left side for Jordan White. Coach Jason Smith has sung her praises already as Wesleyan takes their largest lead at 3. But only led by as many as 1 or 2 to start the game. Here's a turnover. Carpenter is going to extend that lead as a quick turnover leads to 2 more points for the Lady Bulldogs, up 16-11. Battle going on right now. Screen from Brady. Colette feeds it into Brady. Quick touch pass out from the post player. They work it to the far wing. Brooks with it. Brooks trying to drive against Long. Picks up her dribble at the high post. 6 to shoot. Brady making a move. Good defense underneath by Courtney Berry. Gets the block. And that'll turn it over off of Brady, they say. Lady Bulldogs will get it with 2:44 to go here in the first quarter. Coach Smith calling out the signals. His point guard, Jordan White, brings it near side. Gets a screen from Berry. Berry pick and roll. Instead, they flip it out to the left, and Long has it. Here's a hard screen from Berry. Long finds an open shooter, and that's Jordan White on the near side for three. Pushes it to an 8-point advantage for Tennessee Wesleyan. Hefner, one of only two seniors for Coach Lawhon, gets the screen from the other, and the graduate Brady. She tries to go baseline, now finds Colette open on the left wing. Airballs a three-pointer. Trying to save it was Cooper, but it'll head out of bounds with 2:02 remaining in the first. The Bulldogs trying to get back in this win column. Still a lot of basketball left, but currently lead it by 8, the largest for either team. White passes it near side to Carpenter. She swings it to Long. High post feed. It goes to Barry. Barry looking for help. Jordan White overplayed by Cooper. Layup off the side of the backboard, no good as she got fouled, causing that bad pass. And so Jordan White's going to go to the stripe as Haley Brooks picks up her second foul. That's going to be Jordan White stepping to the line. Lady Bulldogs shooting 63.6% from the field, 7 of 11. Johnson 37.5. White makes the first one. It's 20-11. 9-point lead. Last game for them at home as White misses the second one before they play an exhibition game on Saturday. They travel to Bernal coming up in December, but here's White with it across the time stripe after a miss by Johnson. Score still 20-11, minute 20 to go in the first. Long looks to the high post, gets it to Barry there. White passes up the three, drives, kicks back. Barry, she'll launch the three. Brady couldn't get out there, and the bank is open for Courtney Barry. Drills the three. Johnson knocked down a couple to start this ball game for the Royals. Now the Lady Bulldogs starting to get the three ball going. White and Barry connecting on that one. Cooper feeds it in. Pass deflected. Brady having a fit inside as Barry Gardner, and just straight up defense, really good by Courtney Barry. Alexis Kranz checking in here for the Lady Bulldogs. She's another freshman guard from Decatur, Tennessee. Joins a long list of former Lady Tigers. Of course, Lawson and Howard out there for the Lady Bulldogs earlier. Former Lady Tigers. Collette with it, high post feed to Brady. She'll pull the jumper just inside the arc, missed it. Offensive board is good and pulled down by Boykin. She doesn't get the shot off, and then we got a foul inside as the rebound was being scrapped for. And this one's going to be on Brady, her first. And so on the rebound, it will send. Let's see who will be shooting the free throws. Looks like it's going to be Kranz stepping to the line. Kranz first free throw attempts on the season here for her. Three of the former Lady Tigers sitting across the way. The Crowder twins and J.C. Powell over there. Graduated last year, but coming to support former teammates here at Tennessee Wesleyan, but also some former Lady Tigers from Meigs County. Kranz misses both free throws, 31 seconds to go, and Wesleyan's going to commit the foul, 94 feet away from the bucket. Long's going to pick up her first, team fourth. So non-shooting foul, 30 seconds to go. There's about a half a second differential in game and shot clock. Collette gets a screen from Brady, drives, kicks it left side. Hefner now with it, takes it to the right block. Barry, another block inside. White picks up the pass from Kranz, and they'll reset with 10 to shoot in the quarter. Long sends it out. Kranz gets it to White. 4 seconds to go, 3 seconds. White takes it. Long scoop shot off the mark. And at the end of the first quarter, it is the Lady Bulldogs in front, 23-11 over Johnson. Let's take a 60-second break, and then we'll be right back. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, WGSQ WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Also tuning in online at WGSQWLAR.com. For Tennessee Wesleyan basketball here, it'll be the Lady Bulldogs ball to start the second quarter, 10 minutes before halftime. It will be Carpenter, White, Howard, Hames, and Long out there. Hames takes the three and drills it to start the second quarter quickly with the long ball. 15-point advantage for Tennessee Wesleyan. Buckling down defensively, they'll play man-to-man. Driving a dish, they work it out to Tollett. She'll back it up behind the arc. Francis was setting the screen, they go opposite side. Step back jumper for Hefner off the mark. Long collects the rebound here for the Lady Bulldogs. At the end of the first quarter, the Lady Bulldogs had taken 4 turnovers from the Johnsons and turned them into 6 points. And so far, it's 5-4 in total of rebounds. The Lady Bulldogs, though, turn it over for their first time here tonight. Drive by Hefner, missed the layup, and Howard is going to commit the foul on the rebound. Just could have delayed that momentarily. She might have got away with it, but went to swipe at the ball on the rebound by Lady Royals, and so it'll be the first foul for Howard, the first on the team here in the quarter. Lob into Francis near corner. Out front, Boykin. Now gets it to Hefner, guarded by Carpenter. Carpenter applying some pressure beyond the arc. Works it right side. Tollett gets a double screen, gets to the 15-foot line. She'll swing it to the left into Boykin. Boykin pulls up 15-footer, and she's going to miss it all. Howard did a good job of getting herself out there in the help defense position. Force a short shot. Minute 15 gone. Big crowd starting to file in here on a rainy Tuesday night. Hames going for back-to-back threes. This one caroms off to the right. Francis collects the rebound. She had a good high screen to get open for the three, but couldn't knock it down. Drive here by Johnson's Hefner, and she's going to draw the foul. It'll be 2 shots, says the official. And this one's going to be on Carpenter. That's her first, team second of the quarter. And so Hefner at the line for the first trip tonight. Hefner, a 55% shooter, 5 of 9 on the season. Misses the first one, rattles in and out. So 1 more to go. Howard and Hames down low on the block. Trying to box out Francis on one side and Boykin on the other. Free throw is good for the first point for Johnson in over 5 minutes of action. 14-point game still, 26-12. High post feed to Howard, back to the basket. Guarded by Francis, she'll kick it to White. White knifes through a double team, layup short. Couldn't get it. Here's Boykin in transition, left side of the floor. Carpenter gets her hand on it, but Boykin recovers. Drop pass to Francis. Francis makes the lay-in, and back-to-back trips, resulting points for Johnson University. It's now a 12-point game, 26-14. Carpenter gets the double high screen into the lane, kicks it back to White, head fake. Bounce pass to Howard down low on the left, and it's good. Nice little find by the point guard and good positioning by Howard to roll down there and seal her defender. Hefner takes it far side. Tollett has it, drives to the left side of the paint, picks up the dribble and fights through it. Going to get the foul call, and this one's going to be on Long. Aubrey Long is going to pick up her second, team third. Starting the second quarter like they did the first with several fouls. Cameron Brown back to the floor for Tennessee Wesleyan. She'll replace Long. First free throw is good for Johnson. Lady Royals settling down a little bit, at least to start this second quarter. It's a 12-point game, 28-16. Tennessee Wesleyan still in front. Took the lead with 4:15 to go at 12-11. That was in the first quarter, and they have not looked back. Far side, White with it. Backs up deeper behind the arc, gets a high screen from Howard. Goes right side. Scoop too strong on this one. She tries to go under the arm of the defender and throws it to the other side of the backboard. Collette around the screen from Francis. Francis, long two, missed it. White battles for the rebound. She'll drop it off to the right to Carpenter. She'll bring it middle of the court. Carpenter back to White. Near pass comes to Brown. Howard catches at the high post. Howard gets poked away, but Carpenter recovers the loose ball, battling for it, trying to get away with it. Carpenter still has it. It's going to be a foul on Johnson, it looks like. Yep, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Collette picks up the foul, her second, team first of the quarter. So Wesleyan will still keep it. Emery looking for the jump ball signal, but didn't get it. Hames has it, top of the key, hands it off to Brown. Brown, step back three for Brown. At the top is nothing but nylon there. Pushes it back to a 15-point advantage for Tennessee Wesleyan. Out front, Hefner with it. Collette trying to answer back with a three of her own, missed it. Rebound collected here. A bye leader. Drive by Hefner, blocked out of bounds by Tennessee Wesleyan. 12 on the shot clock, 5:50 on the game clock. Kelsey Holt will check in here for the Royals. She'll replace Tollett. And she's going to be the one to inbound it. Freshman guard from Maynardville, Tennessee. Gets it out to Hefner, 10 to shoot. Number 10 with it for Johnson, works it to the right side. Boykin has it. Boykin gets a hard screen from Francis. 2 on the shot clock, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. Lady Bulldogs, good job of defending that inbound and pushing the pressure up on the perimeter. White looks to Coach Smith to get the signal here. 5.5 to go in the second quarter. Appalachian Athletic Conference doubleheader. Brown catches a off-ball screen, misses the three on the right wing. Rebound cleared from Francis over to Boykin. Boykin skip pass, brings it to Hefner. She pulls up from the AAC logo and drills it. That was a deep three, a good 4 or 5 feet behind the line. 12-point advantage, 31-19. Lady Bulldogs in control. Here's Howard driving against Francis. Drops it out. Hames, left wing for three is nothing but net there. Back to 15, go the Lady Bulldogs lead. Tennessee Wesleyan shooting really well from the floor. Here's a miss by Johnson. Brown has it, looking around. Getting hounded there by Hefner. Lady Bulldogs 5 of 9, 55% from behind the arc. Carpenter with it on the right wing, under 4.5. Hames cutting, ball poked away, turned over. Hefner going to be the one to come out with it for Johnson. Sends it far side. Boykin open for three off the short side of the rim. Francis gets the short-sided rebound, missed her putback. And then a foul on the shot coming from Byleader, and it's going to be, well, we'll wait and see. The foul is going to be on Cameron Brown. So with the media timeout on the floor before the free throws, Tennessee Wesleyan up 34-19. We'll be back in 60 seconds, back in 60.
101.7 WJSQ Athens.
Back here from Dwayne Farmer and Stan Harrison Court. Coach Harrison along the other sideline sitting there with athletic director Donnie Mayfield and head softball coach Toby Brooks. They're sitting in the student section. We'll have to give them a hard time about that later, but they're not checking student IDs over there, it looks like. It's going to be Leader at the line. Misses the first one. 4:11 to play here in the second quarter, 34-19. Lady Bulldogs have controlled it since about the same point in the first quarter. Free throw is good, so 14-point advantage. Tennessee Wesleyan shooting above 50%, 57% to be exact from the field. Johnson shooting 22% from the field, 33% behind the arc, 55% from behind the three-point line for the Lady Bulldogs. Hames with it out front. 15-foot jumper for Hames is good. Gives the Lady Bulldogs their largest lead at 16 now. 3:40 to go here in the second quarter. Carpenter leading the way with 8 points, now tied by Hames. Here's White with a steal. White pushing the pace. Royals catching up. They poke it away. Picked up the loose ball was Brown. She'll miss it. And Carpenter, though, collects the second chance opportunity. Coach Smith wanting them to set it up this time offensively. Running jumper across the lane for Carpenter falls off to the right. Hefner for Johnson takes it to the far side. Now baseline drive by Cooper is good for the Lady Royals. 3:02 to go. White with it up top. You got Lawson on the bench with 2 fouls. So White getting a lot of minutes here in the second quarter. Carpenter goes from the left wing all the way across the lane and goes for the scoop layup, and it's good. Back in front, 38-22 go the Lady Bulldogs. Cooper with it on the right wing. Couple of crossovers trying to get free of Jordan White down low, couldn't do it. Royals give it to Leader out on the far side. Trying to drive in against Howard. Howard stopped her motion to avoid the foul call and affected the shot enough. So another missed opportunity here for Johnson. 2:11 to go. Here's White. Big head fake. Gets free to the right side of the rim. Lays it off the glass and in. Just a quick dribble for Jordan White. Pushes the advantage to 18 with 2 minutes to go. 40-22. Lady Bulldogs look to have shaken off the Bryan loss earlier this week, or over the weekend. And in control right now against Johnson. Here's a drive by Cooper. Dribbled it off her leg. It'll go out of bounds to Tennessee Wesleyan. That'll be turnover number 8 coming for Johnson. Lady Bulldogs have gotten 6 points off of 7 so far. They've only given up 1 point off of their 2 turnovers. They are getting out rebounded by the Lady Royals 19-11. Not unexpected with a guard-heavy lineup. 2-3 zone now shown by Johnson University. The way Wesleyan's shooting the 3 ball, you don't want to get into a zone. Here's White for 3, and she does that. Finds the open spot in the zone. Nice feed from Courtney Berry. 21-point lead, the largest of the game. Nice assist by Berry. Here's Cooper, top of the key. Sends it right side. It's going to be a drive by Holt. Gets stuck at the left block. Out to Byleader. Byleader's going to get fouled and make the shot on the left side. This one's going to be on Hames, her second. That's going to force Coach Smith to bring a substitution in, and we'll see for the first time tonight, number 13, Grace Phillips, 5'7" sophomore guard, also from Cleveland, Tennessee, played at Bradley Central High School. And one falls off. And then Francis commits the foul on the offensive rebound as Berry had her boxed out very well. 57 seconds to go. 43-24. Wesleyan with the ball. Missed opportunity here on the shot. Pushing the pace. Inside feed to Byleader. Her layup is good, so back-to-back buckets for Megan Byleader, the sophomore forward. Wesleyan will have to take a shot. 17-point advantage, 43-26. 7 second. Now the shot clock goes off as Wesleyan's pass intercepted. So Johnson looking to take some momentum into the locker room. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Drive by Holt, Francis over to Hefner for three. Hefner short on the three-pointer. That's going to sail out of bounds, and with 6 seconds exactly on the game clock, Wesleyan instead now is going to get that last shot of the quarter. Exactly what they are looking for. White's going to let it roll off the inbounds from Carpenter. Gets it all the way across midcourt near the volleyball line. Picks it up now. White takes it off the dribble. Kick back. Brown for three. And it's in there. Nice setup to end the quarter. Had about 1 second left on the clock by the time it went through the hoop, and the buzzer sounds. And the Lady Bulldogs take the 46-26 lead by 20 into the locker room at the half here from James L. Robb Gymnasium. And their second conference matchup in about 3 or 4 days. So we'll go ahead. Let's take a minute break. We'll take a 60-second break, again telling you the halftime score. Tennessee Wesleyan 46, Johnson 26. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Ready to finish.
Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, we're at halftime of the women's game against Johnson. The men will be coming up next, and both teams, well, at least the Bulldogs of Tennessee Wesleyan out here stretching right now, and no longer do you get to warm up in between games. So the warm-up includes just kind of stretching the legs and getting the body loose and ready to play. As a lot of it is due to equipment, and if you break a goal or something in the middle of this game, you can't finish it. And then, of course, the men's game will be delayed. But nonetheless, Lady Bulldogs leading this one 46-26 over Johnson, who currently finds themselves ahead of the Lady Bulldogs in the standings. Lady Bulldogs 8th in the conference, Johnson in 5th. Tennessee Wesleyan and Johnson in the first half went back and forth. The score was tied 4 different times. The lead changed hands 6 different times, but it was Tennessee Wesleyan that took the lead on some free throws at the 4:15 mark and took the lead 12-11 after tying it up with the first free throw, and then rattled off another 11 straight points to end the quarter. So 13-0 run by the Lady Bulldogs to end the first quarter over the last 4 minutes. Pushed that lead to 12, and then it was Johnson that kind of came out firing a couple of times early in the second quarter, letting the Lady Bulldogs only get a bucket here and there, but Tennessee Wesleyan down the stretch knocking down some threes, and Jordan White knocking one down at the buzzer. Cameron Brown getting involved at the buzzer as well. And they're doing an outstanding job of getting the three ball going, which you expect when they are the top team on the women's side, or top 3 on the women's side. 35.7 percentage from behind the arc on the season so far. 42% from the field overall is their 3rd best as well. And 79% is the best in the conference in free throw shooting. But they barely had to do any of that here this evening. 5 of 8 so far, 62%. Johnson 7 of 11 so far in that category. So what we always like to do is get to know some of our student athletes here at Tennessee Wesleyan. And I don't know if it's the short straw or just bad luck that our guest gets to join us, but we'll talk to him and get to know a young man that is not from here. We can say that to start out, but Armando Corradado, or Manny as everybody calls you, is a sophomore forward for the Bulldogs, listed at 6'9", hailing from Almeria, Spain.
Yes, sir.
How in the world did you make your way from Almeria, Spain to Athens, Tennessee?
That's a good question. I don't even know. One day I was in my gym from Spain. My actual coach from Spain came to me telling me, I think you are ready to make the next step and go to USA. And, well, actually, my first year I went to Missouri. And then I came here to Tennessee Wesleyan, and probably Coach Casey saw me on Twitter or my highlights from Spain, and that's how I came here.
So came to Missouri first.
Yes.
Was that Missouri, University of Missouri? Or
No,
just
I went to a junior college.
Okay. What junior college was that?
It was Mineral area.
Okay. All right. So went to the Midwest and then kind of make your way back, I guess, closer to the coast, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
But so what's that been like for you coming overseas, and like what has been the biggest surprise coming to East Tennessee to play basketball?
Well, there's a big difference. Also, the resources that the people can give you here in the school and USA in general. We have a weight room 24/7. This amazing basketball court. I'm not used to that where I'm from. We don't have it 24/7. Maybe you have to even pay to get into that, and that's one of the big difference. Also, how nice people is here compared to where I'm from, and that's a very big difference compared to my country.
I imagine that family back home is trying to keep up with you a lot. How often do you get to talk to them, and are they watching and listening online?
I mean, the only thing I can do is video call them. So I maybe call them a couple times a week, trying to keep them updated. And actually, maybe my last year, maybe they're able to come and see me my last games. But yeah, the only thing I can do is call them in the phone a couple times and keep them updated.
Have you had a coach like Coach Randy Casey, and the intensity, he's very intense and high energy? Have you had a coach like that in the past?
With that question, I'm glad, because when I was in Missouri, I had a really, really, really hard coach. And so when I came here, I was prepared for the intensity of Coach Casey. That was a very good point. But if we compare Coach Casey to my coach from Spain, there's a big difference. Like he's much more intense.
Much more intense. So, is there somebody that you kind of idolized in Spain, as far as, there's been some Spaniards come over and play in the NBA and stuff like that? Is there somebody, maybe even globally, that you kind of tried to pattern your game after?
I look a lot. One player that is now in the NBA. It's called Alperen Sengun. He's from Europe. He's from Turkey. I love his game. He's a 6'11" guy that can pass the ball, can shoot, can play 1v1s. Like I love his game, and that's who I look up the most.
Obviously, you're a big man yourself. You play a lot inside. Unfortunately, you've kind of been injured right now.
Yeah.
So are you healing up pretty good? How are you feeling right now, and what's that look like?
I mean, I'm trying to rehab every day, try to come back as soon as possible, because I wanna help the team. I wanna win games, but right now it's going good. I just gotta go step by step every day and try to rehab as soon as possible.
Not take it too fast. Got to slow it down, take it fast.
Yeah.
What is it about this team that seems to be really clicking for this team, and you all just seem to play well together? What is it? Is there something special about it?
The biggest thing is that inside and outside of basketball, we're like a family. So when we are in practice, we are all locking, we are all helping each other, supporting each other. Everyone is an energy giver. And outside of basketball, we hang out, we have fun, we connect with each other, and I think that's a really important point. And that's going to help us when we have to play the games.
Who, out of everybody on the team, who's probably the biggest jokester or likes to pull any pranks or anything like that? Is there anybody that's just always cutting up and making people laugh?
I would say Rashawn. I think he's one of the goofiest person I've ever met. I love his personality, and yeah, he's always joking. Yeah, I would say him.
He's a two-time conference player of the
Yeah.
week so far. You yourself got awarded that defensive player of the week before you went out injured. Talk to us a little bit about that. Do you feel like your game's strong suit is offensive or defensive end of the floor? What is the strong suit for Manny Coronado?
Every time before I go to the game, I take my time to like think by myself, and the only thing I focus a lot is going for rebounds. Before every game, I tell myself, you got to go for every single rebound that you can, because at the end of the day, that's what is going to help the team have an offense or an easy layup or something like that. And yeah, score points under the rim, use my body, my height, my length, but the main thing I try to focus on myself is go for rebounds, and then the game will come to you.
Well, until this, you've played 6 games, started in every one of them. You were averaging 7.7 rebounds a game, so that's a pretty good clip right there. And 8.2 points per game. But one of the things is, and I think it speaks to the character and your development as a player from last year, is you lead the conference or at the top of the conference in field goal shooting at 73.3%, 22 of 30 on the season. Now, some of that is your height at 6'9", but is it just what have you worked on in your post game to be able to score better inside?
For my height, for being 6'9", I think I have a really good touch under the rim. I work a lot on floaters, layups under the rim. Also in practice with coach, we work a lot on those kind of moves inside the post, reversals, spin moves, hook shots, and that's basically where I work on a lot. Like finishes under the rim, easy layups, a good touch with the ball, and that's what I work on a lot.
Who do you go against in practice when you're healthy?
Yeah.
Not right now, but when you're healthy. Who do you go against in practice that challenges you the most?
My teammate Corey
Marshall, who got the start the other night against Brian in your place, and a 6'8" guy. Has that been a good battle and a good opportunity for you?
It is. Every time I catch the ball in the post and I try to make a move, he's making me better. He's just pushing me, playing it strong, and it's a really battle in the post.
Now, you've not dunked on him in practice, have you? Have you pulled a dunk off on him or anything? Not posterized him or anything yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right. It may come after you get healthy again. So talk to us a little bit. Of course, you're a student athlete, so you're here studying and doing the academic side as well. What's the major and what's kind of the focus for your degree?
Right now I'm studying pre-physical therapy.
Okay.
And in the future I would like to go to a PT school and be a PT.
Be a physical therapist.
Yes.
And is there any desire to work with like athletes or just general physical therapy for people rehabbing after surgeries?
I thought about it. That's one possibility I could do. But right now it's in general. Just how they do it.
And Wesleyan's got a really good PT focus and something they've started up, I say, in the last couple of years. It's kind of all running together, but obviously a good program to be a part of here at Tennessee Wesleyan. What is the biggest, what's the best food you've eaten over here in America versus Spain? Is there something you found in America that you didn't have back home that might be a guilty pleasure to eat, something that may not be good for you? It doesn't matter. What is it?
Well, I mean, in Spain, we only have maybe 3-4 fast food places, and here it's like every single type. So, I don't know, talking about homemade food, I haven't tried a lot. I don't really know right now, but like if we talk about fast food, I really like Chick-fil-A and Cane's. Those are
always those are at the top of I think every student athlete, student in general love the chicken places for sure. Have you tried some sweet tea? Have we gotten you?
I tried.
Okay.
And I don't like it.
Oh no, you don't like it. Okay.
At all.
It's a different, but it's a southern thing. It's definitely, we enjoy the sweet tea here in the South. What are your plans as a team? Do y'all have anything for Thanksgiving that y'all are going to get together this week?
We have a lunch team together. Yeah.
So just another way for y'all to get together and fellowship. And And
sir.
the way this team is close, it's been fun to watch so far, and there's still a lot of basketball season. Well, Manny, we appreciate you joining us, letting us get to know you a little bit.
Yes, sir.
So
Thank you.
hopefully we can get you back in the lineup quickly but safely and
sir.
back to 100%. So thank you,
Sir,
Manny.
Thank you.
So Manny Corradado, one of the Bulldogs on the men's side for Coach Randy Casey, joining us and getting to know him, the Spaniard from Almeria, Spain, and great, outstanding young man right there. So getting to know a little bit of him and his presence inside. He's a big force that they are having to fill the gap with him not in there right now. And so they are going to continue with probably Corey Marshall again tonight, getting the start against Johnson. I would suspect we'll know that coming up before that broadcast, but nonetheless, Bulldogs will love to get Manny back in action at some point. Definitely for the postseason would be the goal, and have him ready to go for that. So we're still at halftime here. Lady Bulldogs leading Johnson 46-26. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back with some stats. Back in 30 seconds. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Jared Wright here at halftime. Lady Bulldogs shooting 58.6% from behind, or from the floor, 58.3% from behind the arc on the game thus far, and 62.5%. Johnson's 29.6% from the field, 30% from behind the arc, and 63.6%. Johnson out rebounding the Lady Bulldogs 20-12, but as Tennessee Wesleyan with 16 bench points to 2. Compared to the 18 points in the paint for the Lady Bulldogs compared to 4 for Johnson. Johnson gets the ball out of the start of the half break, and their first attempt is off the mark. Wesleyan with Carpenter, Lawson, Haynes, and Howard, and Brown, the starting five, back out there as they open the offensive end. Lady Bulldogs being paced by Jordan White with 11 as Carpenter takes it to the left side. Missed the layup. Francis tiptoes the line and traveled with it. So the turnover will keep it on the Lady Bulldogs' end of the floor. 10 points by Sloan Carpenter, leading rebounder that's a trio with 2 apiece. Cameron Brown, Sloan Carpenter, and Aubrey Long right now. On the other side for Johnson, being paced by Jordan Hefner with 6 points and 2 boards. 5 rebounds for Shemaya Francis leads the Lady Royals in that category. Again, 4 times they were tied. 6 times the lead changed hands here in the first half. Shot clock down to 8, and Brown steps into the 15-foot line, knocks it down for the Lady Bulldogs. 22-point lead now, the largest of the game for Tennessee Wesleyan. A minute played here. Inside, Boykin gets it. Defense straight up against her. Good job to not commit the foul. Lady Bulldogs had some foul trouble earlier in this ball game. Full court pressure shown by the Royals' Tollett, but Carpenter and Lawson able to collect that smoothly. 2 fouls for Haynes, Long, and Lawson for Tennessee Wesleyan. Lawson, left side layup, no good. Francis draws the foul against Howard, and is one of those that was a delayed call. And Howard's going to pick up her second foul of the third quarter, team first. So Tennessee Wesleyan up 48-28. Again, the guys' game coming up after this one. It's going to be Tollett with it out front. Gets it to Boykin. Boykin gets a screen from her. Goes right side. Little drop as Wesleyan collapsed defensively, trying to double team Boykin. That leaves Francis wide open for the easiest bucket she'll have all evening. 48-30. Haynes with it. High post feed to Howard, who's bumped off the mark. Gets it to Lawson. Lawson, 15-foot line, bounces it down to Howard. Scoop in front of Francis. Good play there as Howard uses the body to get free momentarily and makes the hook against Francis, who has 2 fouls of her own. Tollett with it out front, gets a screen from Francis. She'll drive right side of the paint. Layup is missed, but she'll get the whistle for the 2-shot foul coming her way. Cameron Brown's going to pick up her second. So outside of Sloan Carpenter, every Lady Bulldog with a foul has 2 to their name now. So that makes the first one. 7:40 to go here in the third quarter. Both free throws are good for the sophomore guard. Out front, Carpenter with it. Calling for a screen from Howard. Gets it, goes left side. Layup no good for Carpenter. Just rolls off the front of the rim. Had a good take off the screen. Here's Hefner with it right side. Brown gives up space. Hames comes flying in. No foul call, said she was straight up. Good job there by Hames. Leslie Hames forcing the ill-advised shot. Lawson open for 3, right wing off the feed from Hames from Brown, and it's good. Tally Lawson making up for lost time. 21-point lead for the Lady Bulldogs. 53-32. My leader inside, missed it. Quick outlet pass from Carpenter up to Brown. Layup on the left side is good. Back-to-back baskets by the Lady Bulldogs in about 16 seconds. 23-point lead, now the largest. Skip pass near corner. Tollett driving. Gets to the low block, up and under, gets the bucket and the foul. And Cameron Brown's going to pick up her third. She felt she whiffed on the call, but doesn't matter as the bucket will count. 6:35 to go. Jordan White will check back in. Brown will take a seat. Brown with 8 points and 2 boards. Jordan White with 11 to lead the Lady Bulldogs. Collette makes it an and one 3-point play. So 55-35. 6.5 to go. Out front, Lawson, guarded by Tollett, gets it a high post to Howard. Howard spinning, looking. She'll feed it right side to Carpenter. Carpenter dribbles middle of the floor, gets it to Hames, who goes middle. Poked away momentarily, shot clock at 10. Here's Lawson. On a screen from Howard, her defender hit the deck. It was a clean screen set by Howard. It's just the reaction from the defender on Lawson. Wesleyan missing the opportunity offensively. Hames going to get called for her third foul. So Lady Bulldogs starting to add up some fouls here. The third. Team fourth of the quarter, correction. Aubrey Long's going to check in. She's got 2 fouls to her name. 55-35. Long lob into Boykin in the front court. Working from the left wing, gets middle of the floor. Drop pass over to Byleader. Her shot missed it. Offensive rebound, no good. On the putback, here's Carpenter with the defensive board. Point guard coming out of there with it. White with it, was bobbling it, no travel call. Had to catch it off her shoulder. Lawson looking for help. Down low, Howard back to the basket. Pass deflected out of bounds by Hefner. Lady Bulldogs will have it in the corner right by their own bench. 5 minutes, 33 seconds showing. Shot clock at 14. White gets it into Howard, right back to White. White, 15-foot line, dribbles to the block, passes it out to Carpenter. Lawson, top of the key, into Howard. Quick pass to Long. Long drives from the left wing, layup, too strong. Ball goes out of bounds off of Johnson. Shot clock did reset with the shot by Long. Had a good take all the way from the perimeter on the left. Jordan White, far side now. Bounces it into Howard, right back to White real quick. Corner 3, too strong. Carpenter offensive board. She gets the foul, and she'll get 2 free throws. Sure, Jordan White would like to say that was a pass, but it'll go up as a missed shot in the offensive board by Sloan Carpenter. 24, Haley Brooks back in for Johnson, along with Jaden Cooper as they replace Hefner and Boykin. Sloan Carpenter at the stripe. 80% shooter on the season. Part of why this Lady Bulldogs team is so successful from the free throw line here early. 21-point advantage for Tennessee Wesleyan. 56-35 as Carpenter makes it 57-35. Up the far side, Tollett with it. Working against White. Francis, far corner, drops it down low. Back to Francis. It goes on the perimeter for three. Short. Rebound collected by Jordan White. She's going to push the pace. It's a 3-on-3 break. Now she'll circle it back to Carpenter. Steps into a three. And just caroms off the rim and the glass to the left. Tollett driving against Lawson. She'll circle it on the perimeter to Brooks. Tollett now has it right wing, drives in. Baseline pass to Byleader. It was a good pass and a good shot through a lot of congestion. Credit where credit is due right there. Lady Bulldogs with it. High post feed to Howard. They've done this several times. High screen. Lawson sets for the three. Missed it. Ball tipped around. Johnson comes away with it. Lady Bulldogs starting to drop some shots here. Still shooting over 55%. Feed down low to Byleader. Correction now down to 48%. Three-pointer missed. Howard steps in for the rebound. Clears it to Lawson, who clears it to Carpenter now. 3:55 to go in the third. Quick pass down low to Howard. Bounce pass to Cutting White. Middle of the paint. Flips it to Howard. They'll reset. Outside right wing, it's White. Middle of the floor now finds Lawson open for a three in the near corner, and it's good. Tally Lawson knocks down the 9th three-pointer for the Lady Bulldogs here in this game. 23-point advantage. Has that tie for the extended lead, or the largest lead. Carpenter got a hand on it, blocked it out of bounds, and we're going to have a substitution. Courtney Berry back in. But we'll also have a media timeout here from James L. Robb. Lady Bulldogs up 60-37 over Johnson. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium. Lady Bulldogs leading this one 60-37 over Johnson. Trying to get above the 500 mark in the conference and the overall record. And they're doing it behind some outstanding three-point shooting, 52.9%. Well above their 35% average, 9 of 17, 50% on the mark, 22 of 44 from the field. Johnson shooting 31.5%. From the field, 25% behind the arc. And the Lady Bulldogs inching closer in the rebounding category, 21-27. They're getting out tallied there on the rebounds. Tollett off the inbounds, misses the three. Rebound fault four. Underneath, it's going to be possession arrow, giving it to Tennessee Wesleyan. Good hustle by Carpenter once again inside. So for the Lady Bulldogs, it's Courtney Berry, Tally Lawson, Sloan Carpenter, Aubrey Long, and Jordan White. They'll bring it up the floor with White to the right side. Long, top of the key, bounce pass to Berry at the high post. She'll dribble it to the left side of the lane and hand it off to Carpenter. Quick crossover, lost the handle. Bounce pass again, White on the give and go. Layup just too short. Wesleyan has missed several easy lay-ins on the left side in this third quarter of action. Coach Smith puts his hands up in frustration. Offensive rebound here by Cooper for Johnson. And she gets the putback, cuts it to 60-39. Lady Bulldogs average 68.8 points per game. That's 7th in the conference. Johnson averages 63 for 9th. So not the most high-scoring offenses out there. Here's Carpenter, short jumper from the corner, missed just inside the three-point line. Wesleyan will have to get back defensively. They got to find somebody, and it's Brooks in the corner. And it's a big three by Haley Brooks in transition. Cuts it down in the last two possessions with 2 minutes to go. from a 23-point lead to an 18-point lead. Still comfortable with it as Lawson drills a three to answer right back. Even with a 21-point lead, you don't want to count out a team like Johnson. Coach Lawhon and his experience going up against the wealth of knowledge of Coach Jason Smith. And Johnson's going to turn it over on the far sideline. Nice little fist pump by Coach Jason Smith as he jumps up in excitement after that one. Good defensive stand after they had given up quick 5 straight points. Minute and a half to go in the third. Lawson hands it off to Carpenter. Double high screen. Instead, Lawson gets the handoff right back. Pops it back to Long looking. Gets a screen from Berry. Now drops it to Carpenter. A little outside perimeter game. 8 to shoot. White takes it off the dribble. Skip pass out to Carpenter for 3. Near wing, missed it. Berry chases down a good offensive rebound. Bounce pass feed to Carpenter. Layup on the right side is good. Nice little move and pass. As Berry chased that one down, got the rebound, and gets the assist. And Carpenter trading the 3 for the 2 there. Baseline drive, layup on the reverse is good here for Cooper. Jaden Cooper making some quick work of some buckets inside. Wesleyan having trouble cutting off the baseline right there. Again, we got the fourth quarter coming up in just about 25 seconds. It's going to be White left side, Lawson. Defender all on her, step back behind the dribble, on the back dribble. Carpenter gets another offensive board, missed it on the putback. Wesleyan will have to retreat. 12 seconds to play in the quarter. Tollett with it on the far wing, gets a screen from Francis. Berry helps on the defensive side. Leaves Francis wide open with 3 seconds to go, and she converts the lay-in, and the buzzer's going to sound. So last 4 points of the quarter go to Johnson, but Wesleyan still in control, up 19, 65-46 at the end of the third. We'll take a 60-second break. We'll be back for the fourth quarter, back in 60. WJSQ, WLAR, Athens, Tennessee. Also on WJSQ, WLAR.com, tuning in. It's 65-46. Tennessee Wesleyan in front of Johnson here in the first of the 2 conference games tonight. 10 more minutes to play in this women's game. Lady Bulldogs did get outscored 20-19 in that third frame after outscoring the Lady Royals 23-11 and 23-15 in the first and second quarters. Wesleyan being paced by Sloan Carpenter with 14 points currently. Colette with 10 points for the Royals. Wesleyan's Brown has 12 as well to be in double figures, along with 11 from Jordan White. Ball on the ground after a missed 3. Possession arrow will give it right back to Johnson. Wesleyan not communicating, Coach Smith says. Actually, it'll give it. Yeah, it was Johnson's ball after the inbound, so it's Wesleyan's ball on the possession arrow. Here's Lawson. Lawson layup on the left side, high arcing, no good. A lot of contact she had to fight through. Johnson looking to take the first strike here in the fourth quarter. 3-pointer on the way. This one's short. Offensive rebound by Cooper. Jaden Cooper has been the bright spot here for Johnson. 3-pointer, nope, long 2. Actually a long 2, yeah. Well, scoreboard's got it at 3. We'll wait and see, but Wesleyan missing it inside, turning it over. Crossover here by Hefner. Finds Cooper open for 3. Misses this one. Lawson collects the defensive rebound. Brooks and Howard getting tied up. And this one's going to be on Howard. That's her 3rd. Now the scores table trying to figure out. It's going to be a 3, so it'll stay 65-49. Nope, now they change it back. So 65-48 is our score. Going to the inbound, it is going to be by leader for Johnson. It's a little confusion there as they were trying to work out. The foot was on the line by Cooper, so it looked evident there. The shot clock had reset to 30 on the foul, so Johnson with full possession here. Hefner taking it off the dribble. Long bodies are up, and the bucket is good. So Johnson coming out firing here. This one's going to be on Long, her 3rd. Wesleyan will get Haynes and Carpenter into the game. As Hefner is going to go to the stripe. Second trip, she's 1 for 2 there. And she converts the 3-point play. Lady Bulldogs seeing some token pressure. 14-point game, 65-51. Again, can't count out Johnson yet. Too much success for them in the near term. Here's Berry, takes it up strong, draws the foul. Brooks pleading the case, but her arms came down across the shoulders, so that one's easy for the official on the baseline to call. Brooks picks up her 3rd, team 1st of the quarter. Wesleyan with 2 fouls in the quarter. And Courtney Berry at the line. Misses the first one. She was 50% on the season before that one. She'll step back into the line. Ready to go. Second one is in there. First points of the 4th quarter for the Lady Bulldogs. Here's Brooks with it. She's left wide open for 3 for Johnson. Missed it. White finally gets defensive board cleared out. Wesleyan had trouble rebounding against Johnson for a minute. White, good ball handling, keeps the dribble alive as she cut in. She'll drop it to Brown, who drives inside the arc. Drops it back to Carpenter behind the line. Carpenter taking it all the way in to the left block, kicks it out to Berry at the top of the key. Three-pointer just curls off to the left. Tollett with it out front. Behind the back dribble goes Cooper. Now it's going to be Tollett to drive and dish. Gets it to Brooks, open for 3, and drills it. Lady Bulldogs starting to let Johnson creep back into this one. 2.5 minutes played in the 4th quarter, and it's 66-54, 12-point lead. Started this quarter with a 19-point lead. Brown gets hammered by Hefner, no call, ball poked away. Over to a cutting by leader. And Coach Smith has seen enough. He needs a timeout as it's down to a 10-point game. With timeout on the court, Wesleyan up 66-56. We'll be back in 30 seconds, back in 30. Back here from James L. Robb Gymnasium, Lady Bulldogs have seen their 19-point lead dwindled to 10 in this matchup with Johnson right now. Go ahead and let you know that our next broadcast on WJSQ will be McMinn County on Tuesday, December 2nd. So coming up next week after the holiday, it'll be when Meigs County and McMinn County get together. 6 and 7:30 tip-off, and then our next Tennessee Wesleyan broadcast will be the following day on the Wednesday as Montreat comes to town, 5:30, 7:30 tip-off on a Wednesday. So we'll have those two as our next broadcast coming up here on WJSQ. White with the ball, working it up against Cooper by her. Cooper still on her hip, trying to get her. White fouled on the shot. She'll get 2, and another foul on Jaden Cooper. That'll only be her second. Boykin will come in for Cooper. As Jordan White waiting until Johnson can get set at the lane at the free throw line. 72% shooter, ready to take her free throws. Makes the first one. Pushes it back to 11. 7:02 to play in this one. Again, guys, game coming up after this. White converts both at the free throw line. And she took that ball coast to coast and drew that foul against Cooper. There's Tollett working against Brown. Pass out to Hefner, guarded by Carpenter. Fakes the 3. Carpenter right there with her, didn't bite on the shot fake. Here's a drive by Boykin, goes left side. Hames guarding Byleader, who's got it. Byleader trying to cross her up. And then a hand check foul called on Hames. That one is going to be the 4th on Hames. So again, Wesleyan getting short-handed as we go throughout this one. Jalea Lindsay, of course, their leading scorer and top in the conference in several categories, injured right now, so she's still out. Been out for 2 games. Again, early in the conference schedule, but here's a big steal from Jordan White. Transition basket. Missed by Carpenter, but she'll get the foul and 2 shots again at the line. Good feed by Cameron Brown as number 30. Gibson Boykin's going to pick up her 3rd. 3rd on the Lady Royals for Johnson. And Carpenter at the stripe. Misses the first one as it bounces off to the right. Carpenter with 14 points, 8 boards to lead the Lady Bulldogs. 10 points by Tollett with 6 boards. 10 boards by Francis. Carpenter makes the second one, 69-56. 6:30 to play here in the 4th and final quarter. Tollett, right side it goes. Johnson flips the court. Lawson plays free safety and tries to get the steal. It'll stay with Johnson. Good read by Tally Lawson, though. Just read that one like a football player from Meigs County. So Johnson will inbound it under their own goal. Long, Lawson, White, Brown, and Carpenter. A guard-heavy lineup for Tennessee Wesleyan. A drive and a missed opportunity by Hefner. Got her on board. Second chance, missed it. Lawson blocks the shot of Byleader. Bounce pass over to White on the fast break. White skips it back out to Brown for the 3. Karam's left. Lawson battling for the rebound. And it's a foul on Johnson. Lawson skying for the rebound, and it's going to be on Mandy Brooks. Haley Brooks. Her 4th, team 4th. So Cooper and Francis coming back for Johnson. Both coaches pacing the sideline. Byleader and Brooks out. Berry in for Tennessee Wesleyan. She'll replace Long. And that's a post player coming in to guard Francis, the post player. Wesleyan had that guard-heavy lineup. White gets it inbound to Carpenter. Carpenter back to White. White gets a screen from Berry. Shovel pass out to Lawson for 3. Lawson missed it, hit the deck, no call. Brown back to cut off the fast break by Cooper. Cooper catches it far corner. Shovel pass over to Francis. Help defense, got Wesleyan stuck again. Nobody else rotated to help out Berry. 69-58, 5.5 to go in the quarter. Or in this ball game altogether. White past 2 defenders and then gets fouled. in the back, and that's going to be 2 shots coming as Hefner picks up her first, team 5th. I got a flop warning on Tally Lawson, the official comes and says. It's interesting, never see that really called. Now Coach Smith getting the explanation from the official. White missing the first one. Free throws hyped him up a little bit, maybe. Being number 1 in the conference, just under 80%. But struggling here, missing the first end of the 2-shot foul is White. And missing them both. 11 of 18 now. Far side, Cooper thought about the 3. Brown closed out defensively. Cooper keeps her dribble, somehow gets through 2 defenders. Coach Lawhon wanting a foul call, but that was just a careless take. Outside Brown with it, 5 minutes to play. Brown gets shoved. That one's big by Hefner. Almost intentional, just kind of shoving her. So Brown's going to go to the strike, but first we've got a media timeout on the court. Wesleyan clinging to an 11-point lead, 69-58. We'll be back in 60 seconds, back in 60. White's going to inbound it underneath. 4 low by the Lady Bulldogs, 12 on the shot clock. Bounce pass into Brown, layup on the right side, no good. Pass, rebound tipped out by Carpenter. They find Brown open right wing for 3, bounces up and off the mark. And another trip down without points for the Lady Bulldogs. And without a field goal. Tollett trying to get all the way in. Wesleyan straight up defending it. Offensive rebound collected, but then swiped away here by Brown. Johnson tried to clear it out, and Brown cleared it. Coach Smith telling them to slow it down. Offensively, they have only been making free throws in this quarter. They have yet to get a field goal in the fourth quarter. Looking for it. White gonna have to chase the ball down near corner. 8 seconds to go. On the shot clock, that's a foul on Hefner. That's twice. Jordan Hefner has just shoved a Wesleyan defender full arm extension. She picks up her third, and that will send Julia Howard to the stripe. So again, Wesleyan still without a field goal in this fourth quarter. They have knocked down 6 free throws. And Howard misses the first one here. Hefner complaining to the official about something being bad, but it's an easy call for the official when you get the arms extended. Howard goes 1 for 2 at the line. 3:30 left. It's an 11-point game, 72-60. Layup missed inside, and Collette's going to get the foul call. Her third, and that's going to send Tally Lawson to the stripe after she laces up the left sneaker. Francis out. Byleader back into the ball game. Boykin, Tillette, Cooper, and Hefner. Wesleyan with Brown, Carpenter, Lawson, White, and Howard. So Lawson at the line. 9 points for her tonight. Make that 10. And she converts both at the line. 13-point advantage. It's 74-61. Cooper taking it. Nice little shovel pass to Hefner, and the layup is good. 11-point game. 3:10 to play. Wesleyan travels with it in the backcourt. So they'll turn it over 94 feet away. Wesleyan gets the steal here. White comes away with it. Here's Carpenter just off the right side of the lane, missed it. Howard gets it off their offensive board, under 3 to go. White working there against Cooper, and Cooper gets the hand check foul. That's going to be the third on Cooper, and so White's going to go to the line. So White back at the charity stripe. 3 of 6 there today with 13 points. Misses the first one. Free throw woes continuing right here. Missed both of them. 74. It is 74-62. Here's Cooper for another 3. Drills it in the far corner. 8-point game, the closest it's been. 2:30 left in this one. Wesleyan turns it over in the backcourt. Byleader. 6-point game, 2 possession. Wesleyan going to have to find an answer, and they turn it over again. Hefner with the layup. We're down to a 4-point game. Johnson not going away, and their fans have traveled. Byleader collides with Brown. Cameron Brown's going to get up and go to the line. Byleader picks up her first. Johnson fans have traveled, and of course, a lot of local products like Tennessee Wesleyan has. So Brown slow to get up, and officials checking on her. So 5-point game. 74 has make it 75. Brown makes the first one, 2:08 to play. Both free throws good. That's who needs to be at the line for Tennessee Wesleyan right now. 7-point lead. Lady Bulldogs trying to get a stop defensively, getting outscored 23-11 here in the fourth quarter. Drive by Leader, trying to save it on the baseline. She does, out to Boykin for three. Bounces up. Howard trying to get the rebound. It's going to end up going, well, a long pass from Cooper. Saves it once again. Here's a drive and a poke away from behind by White. He's going to draw the foul and send Hefner to the line. It's been some sloppy basketball here in the final couple of minutes, and Johnson wants to take the full timeout with 1:39 to play. Wesleyan up 76-69. We'll take it with them. Back in 60 seconds, back in 60.
JSQ Athens.
Jed right back here at James L. Robb Gymnasium, Dwayne Farmer and Stan Harrison Court, where it's been Johnson Lady Royals just clicking on all cylinders here. They missed the lay-in off the inbounds. Put back no good. Carpenter comes away at the rebound and gets fouled with 1:34 to play, and Wesleyan up by 7. But the free throw line has been unkind. Emery Toilette gets her fourth, and that will send Carpenter to the stripe. Sloan Carpenter 5 of 6 from the line tonight. She's got a double-double, 15 points, 10 boards. Cameron Brown leading the way with 16 points, 4 boards. Carpenter misses the first. 1:34 to go. Wesleyan back defensively guarding Hefner. Again, Wesleyan doing this without their leading scorer in Jalea Lindsay for back-to-back games. Carpenter makes the second. 8-point game. Near corner, Hefner for three. Missed it. Rebound collected again by Carpenter and gets fouled very quickly. Hefner wanting the travel call. Cooper's going to pick up her fourth. And so Carpenter right back to the line. She was 1 of 2 just moments ago. Tied for the lead with 16 for all scorers. Make that 17 as the lone leading scorer now. 9-point game, 1:25 to play. Carpenter goes 2 for 2 this time at the line. 10-point advantage. Just got to play some defense, knock down foul shots. Hefner working against White. Battle of the 10s. Hefner step back three is good. 79-72, and Wesleyan gets fouled hard as White went to get the ball, and this one's going to be on 13 by Leader. Only her second. They've got 3 players with 4 fouls apiece. Brooks, who is not on the floor. You got Toilette that is on the floor, and then Cooper with 4 apiece. Both of those on the floor. 7-point game, 79-72. Jordan White at the line. Misses the first free throw, struggling. Now 3 of 9 from the charity stripe. White, 72% shooter on the season. Second one is in there. 8-point game. Colette trying to get it to Hefner. Instead, it goes to Boykin on the backdoor cut. Boykin misses it. Ball tipped around. Cooper, another offensive rebound. Her putback is no good. Ball tipped around. Carpenter coming away with it. And they say she travels right there. She kept that pivot foot down, but nonetheless, it's going to be another backcourt turnover. Wesleyan with 54.1 has turned it over 3 key times in the backcourt to Johnson. Coach Kallenberg, the assistant coach, calling out the inbounds play instead of Coach Lawhon. Lob into Tolette, guarded by Brown. Into the lane, tries to go up and under, and she converts it. 80-74 with 49.1 remaining. Lady Bulldogs up by 6. It's a timeout on the court with 49.1 remaining. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back in 30. Back here from James L. Robb, Lady Bulldogs clinging to a 6-point lead. Both of these teams way above their scoring averages in the low and high 60s. Lady Bulldogs at 80, 74 for Johnson Royals. Lady Royals have Francis guarding the ball, Carpenter, former high school teammates. Bounce pass comes into Brown, poked away by Hefner. Clock at 48.7. 1.6 rolled off of it. Carpenter trying to get it in. Gets it into Hames. Fouled hard by leader, her third. And Hames, who's been sitting with some foul trouble, is going to go to the stripe as a 75% shooter. Coach Smith trying to get somebody out there outside of Brown that can make the free throws right now. Carpenter's 6 of 8. Brown is 4 for 4. White is 3 for 8. Lawson 2 for 2. Then Howard Berry 1 for 2. Long 2 for 2. And Kranz 0 for 2. Hames makes the first one. 7-point game. At least a 3-possession game with that free throw. And she converts both of them. 82-74. 47.7. Another timeout. We'll just stay here with you through it. It's only a 30-second one as Coach Lawhon's going to advance the ball to half court again. The guys' game coming up next as they will take on Johnson, and that's going to be a tied for first place Bulldogs against tied for fourth place Johnson Royals. Royals 1-4 on the guys' side, but don't let that fool you. They have got some top players, and one of those being Mason Lockhart. We'll talk about him. He averages 18 points, 9.4 rebounds a game. So he's going to be a force for the Bulldogs to deal with. But Coach Randy Casey and his ball club, 5-2 on the season, 4-0 in the conference. We'll put that on the line against Johnson coming up a little bit later. Side out of bounds coming for Johnson. Hefner gets it. Wesleyan stayed behind the perimeter. Long 3 launched by Hefner. Off the mark, out of bounds. It goes with 41.6 remaining. This clock just not running fast enough for the Royal Blue and White Lady Bulldogs. 41.6. Hefner keying it in. Leader catches on the left wing. Back to Hefner. Guarded there by Carpenter. Trying to take Carpenter off the dribble. They're going to get a hand check foul on Carpenter. Say it's on the shot. Look. More like she tucked it and ran with it, but Carpenter is going to pick up her second. White checks out of the ball game. Hames back in. That's an offensive-defensive substitution, it looks like. So Hefner goes to the line. 35 seconds remaining. And she will stand in as a tied for the lead at 13 for the Lady Royals. She misses the first one. 2 for 4 now. Wesleyan, the biggest thing is a miss, get the rebound. It's a make instead, 82-75. 7-point game, 35 seconds remaining. And it's a full timeout by Coach Jason Smith. We'll take it with him. Wesleyan up 82-75. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Back in 60. Gibson picks up her fourth, but at this point doesn't really matter. Tollett and Cooper back in for Francis and Cruz. 13.3, and Hames here to seal it away at the line. Hames a chance to get into double figures. Makes the first one 83-75. Crowd falls quiet. Hames does just that. 84-75, 9-point advantage. Johnson going to let it roll. Gretchen Hames at 12 points. Missed shot by Cooper. Brown gets it and fouled with 3.5 remaining by Byleader for her fourth foul. So Cameron Brown's going to step to the line. Chance to tie Sloan Carpenter for the game's leading scorer. She can knock down 2 free throws. 16 points, 4 boards. Makes the first one. Second one. In and out. That'll do it as Johnson heaves one half court, but it will fall void. The Lady Bulldogs win this one 85-75 over Johnson. And it was not without a battle down the stretch. Lady Bulldogs still missing their leading scorer in Jalea Lindsay due to injury, but they battle back, finally knocking down some free throws when they need it. Johnson cut it down to a 5-point game at one point here in the fourth quarter and controlled the fourth quarter, but Lady Bulldogs come out victorious 85-75 against Johnson here at home. So let's go ahead. Let's take a 2-minute break, and then we'll bring you some final stats. Wrap this one up back in 2 minutes from James Elrod.
Ready?
SQ.
Back here from James Elrod Gymnasium, where the Lady Bulldogs handle business 85-75 in this matchup against Johnson, led by as many as 23 on 3 different occasions, all of those coming in the third quarter. But it was Johnson who cut it down late in the fourth quarter under double digits, all the way down to 5 with about 2:15 left. But then the Lady Bulldogs started to make some free throws down the stretch and finally come away with the 10-point victory. And in fact, looking at the stat column, Lady Bulldogs did not make a field goal by my count in the fourth and final quarter. All of their points, all 20 of them, coming at the free throw line for the Lady Bulldogs to close this one out 85-75. As a team, Tennessee Wesleyan shoots 40.7, 24 of 59 from the floor, compared to the 38.9%, 28 of 72 by Johnson. 3-point percentage, Lady Bulldogs 41.7, 10 of 24 from behind the arc. And then 7 of 23, 30.4% from behind the arc for Johnson. From the free throw line, it's 67.5, 27 of 40 for Tennessee Wesleyan. Again, most of those coming at the fourth quarter as the time was winding down. 12 of 17, 70.6% for the Lady Royals. Turnovers, Wesleyan wins that battle 9-15. Points off of turnovers, they secure 17 points off of 15 turnovers, where Johnson secures 12 points off of 9 turnovers. Lady Bulldogs get out rebounded 48-40. Johnson had 19 offensive, 29 defensive, 16 offensive, 24 defensive for Tennessee Wesleyan. Assist, Wesleyan 15 on 24 made shots. Johnson 17 on 28 made shots, so both teams sharing the ball very well. Wesleyan gets 2 blocks to the 1 for Johnson. Steals, Wesleyan 9 of steals out of the 15 turnovers. 7 steals out of the 9 turnovers by Tennessee Wesleyan for Johnson. Fouls, Johnson 25. Again, most of those coming down at the end of the game, trying to get that lead or trying to cut the lead of Wesleyan down. And Wesleyan with 18 team fouls. Bench points, Wesleyan better by 1, 20-19. Second chance points, 11-7 in favor of the Lady Bulldogs. Points in the paint, both teams even at 24 apiece in that matchup. Looking at your individual scores, 4 in double figures for Johnson, 17 points by Jordan Hefner with 4 boards, 3 assists. 13 points by Jaden Cooper, 5 boards, 3 assists. 12 points, 9 boards, 5 assists for Emery Tollett. And then Megan Bittner, by leader with 11 points, 10 boards. And then 9 points by Shemaya Francis with 12 rebounds as well and an assist. On the other side for the Lady Bulldogs, it was Sloan Carpenter pacing Tennessee Wesleyan with 18 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. Then 17 points by Cameron Brown, 4 rebounds and no assist. 14 points by Jordan White and 4 boards, 6 assists. 12 points for Leslie Haynes on the night as well. And then Tally Lawson, 11 points, 3 rebounds and an assist. Julia Howard, 7 points, 4 boards, and 1 assist as well for Coach Jason Smith and his Lady Bulldogs. Also in the scoring column, Courtney Berry and Aubrey Long as well. So we're going to talk real quick to Sloan Carpenter, and we will chat with Sloan. And Sloan, kind of maybe, I don't know if it was a revenge game a little bit or something, but 18 points on the night for you. You went 8 of 10 at the charity stripe, none bigger than the last several trips down there, but you had 12 rebounds as well and a double-double against your former team and former high school teammate Shemaya Francis. But nonetheless, y'all battled, even though they cut it close, came away with a big win here tonight.
Yes. I mean, obviously it felt good to get a win on a school I used to go to. I think it was just the right motivation, So.
Well, it felt like there for a while you had 8, 10 rebounds very quickly in this ballgame. Felt like there, especially down low, you were flying in as a point guard, flying in and getting rebounds left and right.
Oh, yeah.
Was there just something about the way the ball was bouncing off the rim that really kind of caught your eye tonight?
I just was glued on the ball, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting that. And I went in there as hard as I could and jumped for it.
So down the stretch, what was Coach Smith kind of saying to you all in these timeouts, trying to get through maybe some slumps at the free throw line? What was the message he had for you all?
I mean, really just staying calm, being confident, and play some defense, because right there for a minute we were letting them get the ball back to back to back. So just playing defense and stop turning the ball over.
Yeah, turned it
really
over three times in a row in your own backcourt, which is tough. What's it been like for you to come to Tennessee Wesleyan a little bit closer to home than Johnson was? Well, what's that transition been like for you?
Oh, it's been amazing. I really enjoy it, especially Coach Smith. He's been a really good transition for me. And my teammates are great. They make me enjoy basketball. I love it. I love showing up every day. So.
And you come from a winning program in Bradley Central.
Yes.
As a guy that covers McMinn radio as well, it's painful to say that and cheer you on now, but you're in blue and white, so it's good to have you here. But you're in a guard-heavy lineup here. How is that dynamic for you all? Of a lot of guards going to be on the floor playing together. How do you balance that?
I think if you have a lot of guards, then you can play fast. Just use it to your advantage and take it to the basket, outrun them.
So, kind of getting into Thanksgiving week, you got another game coming up next week. But here early in the conference season, what is it about your game that's been so clutch for Tennessee Wesleyan, especially with someone like Jalea Lindsay out right now?
Yes. Well, with Jalea out, I think it's about the next man up, someone filling her role, which that's not easy to do because, she's really good. But, yeah, just stepping up and playing 10 times harder whenever you're missing your top scorer. So.
Well, this is a big win tonight against your former team.
Yes.
Coach Smith's former successor, Brian, who Lahan ended up at Johnson and recruited you in a package deal up there.
Yeah.
But we're glad to have you in the Bulldog blue and white now.
Thank you.
So just an outstanding performance tonight down the wire and way to take charge and lead this Lady Bulldog team to a win. So
thank you.
we appreciate it. Sloan Carpenter, we'll call her the player of the game tonight. 18 points, 12 boards to lead the Lady Bulldogs. Takes care of business here against her former school in Johnson University. So that'll wrap us up for the women's game. The guys are warming up, and we are getting set for another thriller, I think, here in the Appalachian Athletic Conference coming up as the men will take on the Johnson Royals here, and the first place men of Tennessee Wesleyan going up against a tough team in Johnson who's very long and athletic, much like the Bulldogs are. But we will see what can happen here on Dwayne Farmer and Stan Harrison Court. But again, that'll wrap us up here for the women. We'll send it back to the station, and our producer, Handsome Dan, Fletcher, and we'll be back with you momentarily here from James L. Robb.